Net problem, children. I think I'm unable to share. Are you able to see? Are you able to hear my voice? Are you able to hear my voice, children?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Because of power, again I'm connecting you. Let me go to the. Well, I don't know how it will be edited. Okay, let it be. I'll see to that record and send it to school again once again. Okay, let me complete the class. Yes, aggregate demand curve increases at an increasing rate of beginning and then it will be going on decreasing. This shows that as income increases owing to increase in the employment, while the profit is going on coming to the person, it will be going on increasing more persons and it will be going on increasing the production and it will be going on getting the income. So this shows that as income increases owing to increase in employment, expenditure, and as it is increasing at a decreasing rate. Aggregate supply function. Aggregate supply function is an increasing function of the level of employment. Aggregate supply refers to the value of total output of goods and services produced in an economy in a year. In other words, aggregate supply is equal to the value of national output, that is, national income. Aggregate supply function. In other words, it requires an amount of laborers and the materials to produce the necessary output. Employers hire the laborers, purchase various inputs and the raw materials to produce goods. Thus, production involves cost. If the revenue from the sale of output produced is exceeding, that is, exceeds the cost of production at a given level of employment and output, the entrepreneur would be encouraged to employ more labor and the other inputs to produce more. Aggregate supply price is the total amount of money that all the entrepreneurs in an economy expect to receive from the sale of output produced by given number of laborers employed. The term Price refers to the amount of money received from the sale of output, that is, sale proceeds. Hence, there are different aggregate prices for the different levels of employment. What are the components of aggregate supply? There are again four components in supply function: aggregate consumption expenditure, C. Aggregate private saving, yes. Net tax payment, D. Personal transfer payment to the foreigners, or F. That one we can also say this piece, transfer of payments to the foreigners means, an example I can give you, the donation to the international relief efforts, etc. So, aggregate supply is equal to C plus S plus T plus ORF is equal to aggregate income generated in the economy, ORF. Okay. Next, aggregate supply function. There are two aggregate supply curves. One is fixed and another one is variable. Z curve is linear when more money wages remain fixed. This is Z curve. Z1 curve is non-linear. What do you mean by linear? Linear is nothing but arranged in, okay, that is extending along with a straight line. Next, Z1 curve is non-linear. Since wage rate is increases with the employment, it is going on increasing. Full employment level of enough is reached. It is impossible to increase the output by employing more men. Aggregate supply curve becomes inelastic. What do you mean by inelastic? Insensitive to changes in the price or income. This one we have studied in 11th standard also. Different kinds of supply curve, different kinds of demand curve. The slope of the aggregate supply curve depends on the relationship between the employment and the productivity. The capital stock is often fixed, and hence the law of diminishing marginal returns takes place as more workers are employed. Based upon this relation, the aggregate curve can be expected to slope downwards. In reality, the aggregate supply curve will be like Z1 in the diagram. Therefore, the aggregate supply depends on the relationship between price and wages. If the prices are high and the wages are slow, the producers will try to employ more laborers. If the prices are low and the wages are high, investment will be curtailed. Curtailed is nothing but stopped, to coming to an end, or making reduced, or making smaller, you can say. It is curtailed. Output will be falling, and there will be production in the productive capacity. Thus, aggregate supply is an important factor in determining the level of economic activity. That's all, children, for today's class. Tomorrow, we will see the equilibrium between aggregate demand function and aggregate supply function. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.